All right, happy Saturday afternoon, everybody. And for Texas Tech basketball fans, a memorable Saturday afternoon. My goodness, what the heck did we just see coming out of Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas? Texas Tech winning 78-73. Welcome to Roundball Rewind, Raiderland style. You guys know what to do, the early arrivals. You get in, thanks to United Supermarkets. You can give us thumbs up, you share it, you let us know the audio is good, the video is good. And we'll get on to the comments, questions, and thoughts on this game, the importance of this game, how it transpired. Whole lot of stuff going on today for Texas Tech basketball on a day where you woke up thinking, will you have McMillan? Will you have Williams? Is this going to be a repeat of Monday night where you're down to just 6 players or whatever? Turned out pretty good. All right, by the way, well, I'll give you the shirt in a minute. This game deserved this shirt today. All right, so get in, jump in on the comments and the questions. Thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. And let's go in 3, in 2. Good afternoon, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com, where you start your day every day. During the week, we've got our morning column. Hot links are ready to go for you. Question of the day. Today, welcome to a little Roundball Rewind. We are brought to you in part by Gators Bayou 98th and Slider Road in Lubbock. I know a lot of people were up there watching the game today. All the games are on. Hot Cajun food, ice cold drinks, and they'll be ready for you tomorrow if you want to come hang out. Also by Boot City, one money saving mile outside the West Loop on 19th Street, the official Western wear apparel provider here in Raiderland. Cody and the crew out there, they're ready to take care of you. It's time to start looking at some new straw hats, I think. It was nice today outside here in West Texas. And then, boots. All the new spring shirts are in for the most part. They're getting new inventory in every day. Check out their Facebook page. Really good place to go for Woods Boot City. And the aforementioned United Supermarkets at Market Street. Somebody puts their name on the basketball arena at Tech. Some other grocery store takes your money and sends it downstate and puts their name on other stuff. All right, here we go. Let's. What are we doing tonight? You guys get it on the comments, your thoughts, everything else. Don't be bashful. Who's going to be the first one up? Whether you are on Twitter, at Ryan Hyatt Media, share it. Glad you're there. Whether you're on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, everybody on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, like it, share it. That really helps drive the metrics. And, that makes everybody feel good. And, of course, our Facebook page is massive, huge, bigly Facebook page for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody gets in, though, on the comments. All right, so before we go, it deserved the shirt today, all right? There you go. There you go. There's the shirt of the day. Taste the meat, not the heat. Strickland Propane, ready to help. 78-73, the final. A hot start. It was kind of hot and cold at different times. A little cold start, a little hot start, a little game of runs, then you stretch it out. Obviously, at the half, Texas Tech with the big lead of 48-37. What was the biggest lead of the day? 14, I believe. Yeah, 14 at 51-37. And then the shooting got cold. And then it got interesting. And then the fouls. And then the story of the second half. And then the final 4 minutes. And the mystery whistle by Tony Padilla. And let's just negate a total double dribble. And let's do everything we can to help Kansas. Rarely will you hear me talk about officiating in my 30-plus years of covering Texas Tech. But when you go to Lawrence, you get hosed. And Texas Tech, my friends, was getting hosed today on the officiating. That Texas Tech wins by 5, really, that's probably about a 12, 13-point win. They did everything they could to try to help Kansas hang on to a 6-7 line, and now they're probably on the 7-8 line. The import of this game for Texas Tech, you've still got a chance to chase down a 3 seed. You've got to win out. You started today, in my opinion, pretty firmly on the 4 line. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But today gives you a chance to get to a 3. That's a good road win. That's a tournament team road win late. The committee will value that. But you cannot gack it up against Colorado and Arizona State. And then we all know the Big 12 tournament just doesn't really matter. Just don't lose your first game in the Big 12 tournament. All right? Let's get some comments going, some questions, your thoughts about the game. What impressed you the most? What did you like? What did you not like? It is Roundball Rewind here in Raiderland. Gary gets in first off our YouTube, pardon me, that's our Facebook page. 43 threes. Oh, my. I have said I like this team shooting between 18 and 21 threes, that there is a regression after that, a regression to the mean of shooting-wise. Today, a school record attempt, 43 threes. They crushed the old record of 38, and they end up going 15 of 43 on threes. In short, the analysis here is you were trading threes for twos, or you were trading twos for threes or whatever. You were taking threes, they were taking twos, which is one reason why they were getting to the line and you weren't. You want to shoot free throws. You want to shoot more than 8 free throws. You got to get to the rim. You got to attack. Tech didn't do it today, but obviously the McCaslin theory the last 2 games, Houston and now Kansas, jack it up, boys. Let it fly. Let's go. Thank goodness on the day, 3-point shooting for Christian Anderson, 5 of 10. He was the only one approaching plus numbers on 3-point shooting. Overton 1 of 5, but he hit a big one. I'll take that back. Kerwin Walton was 2 of 3. And Walton helps you out. In 8 minutes of play, 2 of 3, 6 points. Yeah, McMillan 1 of 3, 2 of 7, Hawkins long. D. Will with a big 3 late, 2 of 6. And then Tompin goes 2 of 5, but he hit a big one early. Well, actually, no, they gave him a 3. Yeah, they gave him a 3 on that. That's a lot of threes. It's not sustainable, all right? You can't continue doing that and make it sustainable. When you get into the NCAA tournament, you're going to have to 100% get to the rim, get to the free throw line. But the last 2 games, you did what you had to do. Jeff is on that YouTube channel. I know he's giving us a thumbs up and sharing it just like everybody. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, free, so that's good, right? We like free. And then you can watch wherever you want to. Everybody needs to watch it, or at least subscribe there and don't miss anything. Good win, man. I don't think Fetty 2 could catch measles in Seminole. Boom, boom. Hi there, Gaines County. Measles smack talk. The Mennonites will not like that down there in Gaines County. His hands are horrible, but goodness gracious, Grant McCaslin told you on the postgame show on the Tech Network that he was huge late, stabilizing with topping out, fouling out, holding things together on the defensive side, and obviously he gets the layup there late. If Federico, the story of a young man's journey from Helsinki to Minsk. Nobody ever gets the reference. Nobody gets it. I hate it. If all he ever did in a Tech uniform was what he did today, there you go. I agree. Bad hands, but there you go. Jacob jumping in. Great win. Much to overcome there. When you walk out there, you're down about 4 or 5. It is one of the most intimidating arenas in all of college basketball. It is loud. You feel like the fans are right on top of you. It's palpable. You can feel it. All the old metal and stuff in there, and the bleachers, and the sound reverberates, and the roof is kind of low. And they got 17,000 in there. And the officials know it, and the officials get intimidated, and the officials have a hard time officiating in there. And they're scared to death of Bill Self. Paul is on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. Thank you. On Twitter X. Follow us there. Impressive win at KU. Refs kept them alive. Yeah, Tony Padilla is a bum. The refs were bad. Yeah, absolutely got hosed. All right. What was it? Kansas got called for 3 fouls, and then all of a sudden nothing. And it was either 9 or 11 straight calls against Texas Tech. James is on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. We want everybody on all of our platforms. We use what we call a multi-platform network approach to bringing you all the greatest content online, digitally, and otherwise from theraiderland.com. You'll never miss a thing, and that's why our advertisers absolutely love us, like Gators Bayou, like Boot City, like United Supermarkets, and so many others. But the key is make sure you're on all of our platforms. Then watch where you want to watch. Was Tech not willing to drive? I didn't get to watch the game. Yeah, pretty much they weren't willing to drive. And Grant McCaslin on the post-game interview with Chris Level on the Tech Network, pretty much saying, yeah, they owned us from the inside of the bucket out. We were going to have to beat them outside in. That was their strength, and obviously that's where their strength is. That's where they're good. So Texas Tech pretty much capitulated today going inside. You got away with it today. You're not going to be able to do that, though, in the NCAA tournament, in my opinion. I haven't seen very many college basketball games over the years. I'm learning the game. I feel like I'm picking up a few things here and there. But you're not going to be able to rely on shooting 43 threes. And even then, your percentage was not that good. 35% is not that good. They go 11 of 16 at the line. You go 7 of 8. And that's what bothers me the most maybe about Texas Tech when they get too 3-point oriented. You're really good at the line. Those points count too. It's okay. Free throws count. I've said it so many times, the Bob Knight mantra, you need to make more free throws than the other team shoots. You do that by going to the basket. That's where the easy shots are. All right? Jacob, luckily no tourney games in Lawrence. At least not yet. This is Roundball Rewind. Glad you're with us today. Diamond Talk returns tomorrow evening. They've got the walkaway game out there in Vegas. So Sunday night Diamond Talk, recapping the weekend. They got Texas coming up here in just a little bit, not too far off with the Longhorns, another night game. Hold on, somebody gets it. JH on Twitter X, at Ryan Hyatt Media. Rochelle. Oh, and Timbo gets in there too. Seinfeld art film. Yep. Get your comments in, your questions in. Brought to you by United Supermarkets. They had some great ad specials going on today. Need to go in tomorrow. Good stuff all around. I got the makings for like a Italian ravioli shrimp dish tonight. We'll see what my wife can come up with. All right. I'll let you know how it works out. Jan, great Red Raider fan. Kansas got to the rim and took Toppin out. Took him out. Fede did what we needed today in a hostile environment. He was great, yeah. Will Kansas miss March Madness? No, they will not miss it. They will be 7-8 line, maybe 8-9 line if they decompress, but they are going to get there. They're going to be in the mix. Where did they start off the day on hoopshd.com? Texas Tech started off as the last number 4 seed, and Kansas was the next to the last 7 seed. So Kansas is going to be in the NCAA tournament. Just a matter of, do you put them on an 8-9 line and then have them going up against one of the number 1 seeds if they could get through to the second round? What do you want to do? Kansas, this is a good time. Perfect timing. Thank you, James. To remind everybody that the NCAA men's basketball tournament is a TV show. It is one of the greatest TV shows ever created. It is a TV show that lasts over 4 weekends. It is a TV show that starts with a TV show telling you who's going to be in the TV show and who they're going to play. And then they structure the games so that you watch the TV show on TV. Kansas is a very valuable pawn to the TV show. What can they create matchup-wise? Because Kansas, for the average fan, and you guys are not average because you're with us on Roundball Rewind, brought to you in part by United Supermarkets and Market Street. You guys are not average fans. You're smart. You get it. But a lot of people just show up there the third week of March, around St. Patrick's Day, and they got their bracket, and they know, oh, Kansas. Yes, Kansas. Great team. What does that mean? 7 next to their, oh, they must be the 7th best team in the country. They will utilize and leverage Kansas for TV viewership. Remember I said this. Day 1, Kansas will play a primetime game against somebody. Day 1 or day 2 of the tournament. Thursday or Friday. Remember, I said it. If I'm wrong, forget I said it. What are you people doing? Writing down crap. It's a TV show. Meanwhile, back on YouTube, Jacob, when we drove, got mugged, no calls. So they wisely said, F it. Yeah, and I mean, that was pretty much it. Nothing was happening. You weren't having a good chance to score. You were making enough. Keep jacking it up from outside. It worked today. It won't work, though, in the NCAA tournament that way. Let's see. Back to the communication transom. Gary on Facebook. Toughest team makes the putt. How about the kid who made the putt Monday going on the Today Show, damn near making it again? And good job, Tack, by saying, hey, we're going to give you like 10 grand for tuition. We hosed you. We gave you some earbuds or something. All right. Good job on that. Jeff on YouTube. Confession time. I was wrong about Grant. Bought into the defensive coach 44-point style. So glad to be wrong. I want to give the proper celebration of my old co-host, Rob Bro, from Ryan Heights Raiderland on Talk 103.9 FM, News Money Sports. Rob did a great job trying to tell you that spring that if you go back and look at the history of Grant McCasland, his teams had scored a lot of points. It was at North Texas, though, for about a year and a half where he had a defensive-oriented team, so he played defensive-oriented basketball, and he won. The dude wins. That's a good coach. What's his style? The style that wins. He's not afraid to score points. He's not afraid to have offensive basketball. And I thought, Rob did just a great job trying to bang the drum on that thing at the time. Nobody was listening. Everybody was watching them in the NIT run, and they're playing, Gerald Myers 1971 basketball. Bro knew. Grow the show, bro. Paul, Grant is a fantastic coach. He knows basketball. Let's go back to earlier today, Paul, talking about Grant McCasland. And I think one of the best moves he made today was about 3 minutes or so into the game. And he calls timeout. A lot of coaches would have waited for the dead ball time. You're coming up on the dead ball after 16. But that was when, you kind of matched threes early on, but all of a sudden they're getting going and the building is rocking, and McCasland calls a timeout before the dead ball can occur. He doesn't wait for it. And it kills the momentum, and you come out of the timeout and you go on a run. Little bitty things like that get lost in a game at 78-73 and what transpired in the last 4 minutes and everything else. That moment right there, though, Grant McCasland was willing to take that timeout because he understands. And I think this is what helps McCasland, having played college basketball, been on a floor in high-level college basketball. Some coaches have, some coaches haven't. You don't have to be a great player or even a player to be a great coach. That's not it. But I think that's part of that mindset, that you understand the heaviness of the arena. And a lot of coaches will not give in to admitting that the arena matters. Phog Allen matters. And McCasland takes that time out. And you come back and the crowd throttles down a little bit. And you get your guys back over there and go, okay, hey, see, we told you, this is what can happen in here. We told you. Everybody take a freaking deep breath. Recalibrate for a second. This is what we're going to do. Just everybody breathe for a minute. And you let the building come down. That timeout in the first half, early part of the game, I thought was huge in setting the tone that allowed Tech to build up that run, to build up the lead. And you were going to need every bit of it because you were going to get hosed by the officials. And you do that. Every time Kansas tied or took the lead in the second half, scored the next possession. And they answered in the first half as well. Let's see. The conference tournament will be the week of March the 10th through the 16th, and then the tournament will start on Thursday the 20th. I think that's right. 21? No. Am I off a week? No. Conference tournament, yeah. We'll wrap up on the 14th. So it'll be the 19th and 20th when it gets going on the NCAA tournament. Is this a top 10 program win? Yes and no. If Kansas were Team X with their resume and they're a mid-level, NCAA tournament team and blah blah blah, I would say no. I mean, the win at Houston dwarfs this by how good Houston is and what you did there at their place. But you just won for the second time in 23 tries, I believe, at Lawrence in that setting. I might be able. I could probably come up with. I could probably come up with 9 other games over the history of the program that are better than this. But for this team right now, for this program right now, yeah, it's huge. And for Grant McCasland, it's definitely a top 10 win. All right, you've got Roundball Rewind. We'll go as long as you guys are willing to talk, hang out, and have fun. And we'll do baseball tomorrow. We had Diamond Talk last night. Go check it out. Our friend Matt Grissom from College Baseball Insiders, NCAA Insiders. He's in Las Vegas. He joined us last night on that. We've got it archived on the website, theraiderland.com. Tech in Texas coming up. What the hell? What time is first pitch? I have lost track. Somebody tell me on here. Somebody knows. What time's first pitch? I feel like we're coming up on it. Is it 5 our time? 4 there? I don't know. Good grief. I've lost track. The 2 threes by Hawkins, large, hadn't hit anything up until then. And he just really didn't have a great game, all things considered. Hawkins was 3 of 8, 2 of 7 long, 33 minutes, 2 turnovers, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists on the day. But he made that one. No, thank you, Barbara, for being out there. Jacob, I'm watching the start of LSU and Frisco baseball. Tech appears not televised. Beware football guy this evening. It's on d1baseball.com. They have the streaming rights to the Las Vegas series along with Frisco. They're all televised. You've got to go to D1 Baseball, hit subscribe to it. We had a lot of problems getting it yesterday. I'm not banging on D1 Baseball. They're great guys. I think they're overwhelmed by how many people were trying to log on, get in, and everything else. It will be televised. It'll be streamed through d1baseball.com. You've got to have a membership or a streaming membership. It's like $3 or something. But I had huge problems getting it yesterday. And if you're relying on an app, good luck. I'm not counting on being able to watch it tonight. Thank you, Gary. 6 o'clock Central. Yeah. I'm like losing track of time and everything. I'm not counting on watching it, being able to watch it tonight. I'm really not. Just with the problems we had yesterday. Danny's on our YouTube channel. That's Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. I want everybody who's watching tonight, everybody watching live, everybody watching on Facebook, on Twitter X, to go subscribe. Drive us over 500 this weekend. When we hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, boom, mushroom cloud. We need that. We're huge on Facebook. Our Twitter account, the impressions we get, the followers and everything, we are in the in engagement. We are in the top 1% of Twitter accounts. Not a lot of people know that. That's pretty good. Again, why our clients love us. Lady Raiders going OT against Colorado. Was worried about that. And it's now just into overtime. Tech just hits a 3, maybe? Yeah, Maupin hits a 3 in overtime. Now you got free throws on Maupin, 71-67. It's senior day for Texas Tech. They need some positivity. Oh, and by the way, this is a good time to congratulate Monterey, the Lady Plainsmen, winning the state championship. First one since 81, the days of Cammie and Chris Etheridge. And obviously, Aaliyah Chavez, huge game in that one. It was a runaway win for them against Liberty Hill. And now we wait until March 25th. Where is that? What is that? It's a Tuesday, March 25th, where she will announce where she is going to play her college basketball. Charles is on Twitter X. That's a legitimate social media platform and not something on drugs. Nice to see us get some 50-50 calls late in the game in Lawrence. In the past, those went all to KU. I don't even know you got 50-50 calls. I think you got like one. You maybe got one that you went, oh, okay. The rest of the time, particularly Padilla, worthless, brutal. Brutal. Seen it so many times, though. Jan, I've got to change T-shirts from basketball to baseball. You got like a jinx thing going on or something? We don't want that. Jacob coming in strong off the top rope. He's one of our big guys on Twitter and on YouTube. Thanks watching in Frisco and joining live after making an all LSU sweet cheer for Tech earlier on TV. Good job, Jacob. Got to do it. Got to make them. Hey, Tech and LSU fans, we're pretty much the same people. All right. They got their accent. We got our accent. They party hard. Tech fans party hard. LSU and Tech fans there at the Texas Bowl a few years ago, indistinguishable. They loved us all down there in Houston. Legit Final Four dark horse, yay or nay? It's the chatter. Legit. And here's why I'll say this. And I was listening to Three Man Weave podcast earlier this week, and then also Three Man Weave on VSiN. And they are one of the best analytical breakdowns of college basketball that's out there. Adamant that this is a deep year in college basketball from a Final Four opportunity of teams. All right, that doesn't mean that it won't be chalk. It won't be a 2-1s and a 2 and a 3. All right, but that the 4 seeds and the 5 seeds this year, that there are a lot of them that, if the matchups are good, can get there. Texas Tech, absolutely one of those teams. They hit all the marks. And we talked about this earlier this week. Gil Alexander on VSiN, it's a numbers game on VSiN, 9 to 11 our time. He has a great screen, and it basically goes down. Let me see if I've got access to it right here. Yeah, here you go. This formula, all right? Last 34 champions, more assists than turnovers, Tech check. 32 of the last 34. Head coach, Sweet 16 experience. The only 2 exceptions, 14 and 23. Kevin Ollie and Dan Hurley with UConn. Tech doesn't check that box. That's why they're not in the mix on that. Number 3, 28 of the last 29 champions, at least 3 wins, top 10 RPI. Tech has 1, but you can play to that number during the tournament. Last 29, top 25 strength of schedule. Texas Tech is getting there on their okay on that. 21 of 22 champions, top 20 offensive KenPom. Tech there. 6, 21, 22, top 20 defensive efficiency. Yes, the only outlier, Baylor, 21 doing it. On Monday, there were only 3 teams that hit all the numbers. Auburn, Duke, and Houston. After that, Iowa State, Arizona, Maryland Tech, Florida has a coach issue on that. You get the idea. So we asked that question, legit dark horse, and I say, yeah, you're a legit dark horse. Tennessee Vols Social saying they have Chavez commitment. The last time I saw Tennessee wasn't even in like the Final Four. It was Tech, Texas, OU, and South Carolina. And I think I have every reason to believe that's probably the Final Four right now. Get your comments, questions in here on Roundball Rewind, brought to you by United Supermarkets, Market Street. They support Texas Tech, West Texas. Got their name on the arena. That's pretty good. Also by Gators Bayou. If you're going in for the first time, you've never been to Gators, I would say Cajun pasta, mild because it gets really hot. Shrimp po' boy. And then, if you want to go off, and do some stuff with a little jambalaya, that's cool. But their basic burger is really good there. Gators Bayou, ice cold beverages as well. All the games on TV. Oh, hold on. Dwayne, back on our YouTube channel where everybody is subscribing tonight, right? Everybody's getting on. They're subscribing. You're hitting like, thumbs up. Texas Tech and San Antonio will be elite. The Riverwalk will run out of alcohol. I will contribute to the shortage. I hope you get an opportunity to do that. Has anyone, Steven on Twitter X, at Ryan Hyatt Media. I know most of you already follow us on Twitter, but if not, please do. Has anyone checked on the without Chris Beard, Tech will never win again, guys? I think those have faded down into the past. I think they realized fairly early on where they were. Speaking of, where is Ole Miss right now? Dun, dun, dun. Where's Ole Miss? Where are you, Ole Miss? Come on. There we are. Sitting on the 7 line on hoopshd.com. Right there next to Kansas. And then the other team you went to, Texas, might barely make the NCAA tournament. But always credit Chris Beard along with Tubby Smith. Tubby righted the ship. None of this really happens over the last decade or so, I think, without Tubby Smith, by the way, who's a really good dude. And I was really saddened by the passing of his wife. That was a week or two ago. I can't remember how long it's been. He was a grown-up in the room that Tech basketball needed. Chris Beard built on that. If he wanted to stay here, things could have been, I think, really interesting. By that, I mean good. But they helped create a program, not a person. And Kirby Hocutt allowed and helped that program be solidified. And then you come in over the last couple of years with NIL, and we know the rest of the story there. Jacob's View from YouTube. Tech and LSU indistinguishable fan bases. Only difference, tortillas, crawfish. You are correct, sir. They're all good people down there. Don't know what the hell they're saying half the time. One of my favorite trips early on as a broadcaster in 1991, I went out to Baton Rouge to do the radio play-by-play in the NCAA tournament for Texas Tech volleyball. Mike Jones' team playing LSU. This was a huge, huge, big deal playing there at the Maravich Center. That's when I ran into Shaquille O'Neal. Actually, he ran into me pregame. He was walking behind press row, and he hit my chair, and my chair moved like 8 feet. And I look up, and I keep looking up, and there's Shaquille O'Neal looking down. You okay, little guy? I'm good. We're all right. Mike Anderson's legit. That was the first place we ate when we went there. Mike Anderson's, which is still a place if you ever go to Baton Rouge. Unbelievable. They just bring out everything fried. The menu exists on one page, and there's only one thing on it that says fried stuff. Where are you getting fried stuff? Texas Tech women indoor track currently in first place. They're going to get for their first ever, I believe, indoor championship. I think that's right. The men going for 3 in a row. That's all going on at Texas Tech at the Corky Dome this afternoon on Championship Saturday. Don Williams is your follow for that, by the way, on Twitter. All right. Follow Don Williams for the AJ, like at AJ_Don Williams or whatever it is. We can only keep up with so many things at one time. Let's go back. Overtime, 33 seconds to go. Lady Raiders in front of Colorado, 79-75. 0 timeouts left for Colorado. Texas Tech, 1 timeout. Fouls are 3 and 1. And Jazz Shavers has just gone to the line. No, made a 3-pointer just moments ago. So Texas Tech trying to win on Senior Day. The final home game of the year for the Lady Raiders, and a tough slog over the last month, really, for this team. They've been close so many times, beaten down, not getting it done, not closing out games. This would go a long way in making you feel better before you go to the Big 12 tournament and get ready for that. All right, you guys, we will continue visiting with you over the next few minutes. It's Roundball Rewind. Texas Tech basketball defeats Kansas 78-73. One of the few times I'll ever say the officials were absolutely hammering your team, and that everybody on social media who was griping about the officials in this game, you're right. You're right. You were getting hammered. Rarely do I say that in 35 years or so of doing college sports and everything else. But no, Allen Fieldhouse is different. And today it was like on hyperdrive. What was the Millennium Falcon? Hyperdrive. It was almost like you just see them going, we got to get Kansas, make sure they're staying in the NCAA tournament, right? Actually, that's not it. It's not even that. It's that officials are weak-minded, small backbone people for the most part, and they can easily be overcome by the environment. Yeah, I said it. Good Lord. Tony Padilla, you're awful. Just brutal. I mean, starting here, all right, starting here, that's like the last 2 minutes, no, minute 47 of the game. The notes we've got on the last minute 47 of the game of what was going on. And you look at the different names here: D. Will, McMillan, Hawkins, you know, Hawkins again, McMillan, Toppin fouling out at a minute 47. Somebody asks, is it a top 10 program win? No, I'm going to say no, because I want to put it in the context that I think it matters, and that it was a top venue win, but the team you've beaten better teams, but it's a top venue win. Can I split things up? Surprised Grant didn't get JT back in the game sooner in the last moment. He thought he was going to get fouled out, and what did he do? I mean, McCaslin was right. He got fouled out. I mean, I think he rode as long as he could. Said, "All right, let's give it a go." And I mean, he's not out there. What was it? How many trips was it down? What was that KU 4-4-8-0 run there to make it 73-71? Toppin fouls out right after that. McCaslin knew that if he put it back out there, chances were he's going to be gone pretty quick. And it happened. Dude's still pretty freaking good. What was his line? In 22 minutes of play today, 9 of 15, 21 points, 2 of 5, 3, 1 of 2 at the line, 5 rebounds. I would say this for Toppin next year: if you want to add about 7 points to your average, get to the line a little bit more. I love the early 3 that he took and made. If you do that, they've got to run out at you. And he's a matchup problem, because do I do a big, do I do a small? That he's quick enough, he can move around. He is a great chess piece. But if you want to go score another 7 points a game, go get just a little bit better in the offseason next year, going into next year, getting to the rim, doing some things. Finish that way. Jan is back with us on Facebook. The environment here doesn't seem to help Tech. The environment here doesn't, but we got 3 fouls on them, then boom, we got 11 on us. Yeah, it was 3, then 11, and then it was brutal. No, officials get into Phog Allen and they lose their mind. Truly, they do. They're human beings and they can't function. They're intimidated, they're overwhelmed, and Bill Self owns them. And by that, I don't mean he's paying them. You can only pay the players. You can't pay the officials. But they know that over the last 20-something years within the Big 12, if you make that guy mad, hey, you might not get some games. And you want to work those games. You want to work the Kansas game on Big Monday. You want to do that over the years. The thing that has frustrated me a little bit over the last 2, 3, 4 years is I just don't feel like Texas Tech has gotten that benefit of the doubt in Lubbock. I don't think they've hosed you. Sorry, my ear itches. I don't think they've hosed you in Lubbock. I just don't think you've gotten the benefit of the doubt to the level you've played to and earned in the Big 12. Maybe that'll change. We have a final. Do we have a final? Let's go. And it's 83-79 in overtime. Moppin with a couple of free throws late to ice the deal. Texas Tech wins 83-79. Congratulations, Krista Gerlich and the Lady Raiders getting that win. That makes my heart happy. They needed that. Bless their hearts, they needed that. They needed to close out one, and that'll go a long way. The first stretch of Lady Raider basketball I did from 89 to 2010, 2009, they're mostly really good years. A little bit dicey there at the end. I come back, I do 3 seasons with Candy Whitaker, and those were rough days. And all it took, though, was a nice win at the end of the season for a team that was struggling to go and play hard. You get a payoff, and then you go to the Big 12 tournament. Who knows what happens, right? Who knows what happens? They hadn't been this far off. They've been this far off I hope that this will be something, though, that propels this team to get a couple of more wins, whatever that may be. They're not going to the NCAA tournament unless they win the Big 12 tournament. But I hope it closes out on a good year or a good vibe or a good feeling for them. Barbara, way to go, ladies. I always say that. Way to go, ladies. What? Huh? What do you say? All right. You guys are the best. We're going to shut it down tonight. Diamond Talk tomorrow. No matter when Texas Tech baseball wraps up tomorrow, Diamond Talk. No Diamond Talk tonight. We will have our Sunday column for you in the morning. 5 things we know on a Sunday, ready to go. I want everybody who's watching in real time or on replay, subscribe to all of our channels. Our YouTube channel, it's free, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. You don't have to watch it there. You can watch it on Facebook or Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, same thing. And then once we post this on our website, theraiderland.com, you can link to that, share it with your friends, invite them in, and just put a note on there and say, hey, Ryan Hyatt, he's still around. He's talking what you guys care about. He's celebrating West Texas, and he's having fun, and he's got some great sponsors like Gators Bayou, 98th and Slide, Boots City, One Money Saving Mile outside the West Loop, and of course, all of your United supermarket locations. Y'all are the best in the business. I have the greatest audience. I have the smartest audience. I have the best audience ever in Raiderland, and you guys make it happen. So check out everything we do at theraiderland.com.